Good afternoon, my little pomfrets. How are you? It's wee Paddy from across the shuck. And this is the second knife that you chose out of the three that I give you the week before. We done the first one. This is the second one online, and this is the most expensive, which sort of shocked me that the most even made it the second. I thought it might have been pushed back the last, but I'm glad you left the middle one till the end because I felt so guilty about it. I bought that at the beginning of January, and I'd said previously I was going to buy it at the end of January, so I had to borrow from Mrs. A's savings, which she kindly gave me, and she's done that twice this month. So I'm going to have to sell something to start repaying back. That's the life of a knife collector. Anyway, what I got for you today is number three, which is the most expensive one. And I would say these are going to be around the £250 if you're going to buy them. I traded for this one, traded in cash, and I traded one of my other high-end knives that I got from Congi's Knife Sales. My friend on Instagram, and you can go over to him on Instagram, or sorry, on Facebook or Instagram. I'll put his name down below. He buys, sells, trades, runs waffles. Great place to go if you want to get not just expensive knives. He does the everyday knives as well. Fantastic bloke. And this one was one of his. I traded one of my other I only have two custom slip joints. The other one was the brown one. That's my first one and my favourite. And this is now replaced my other second one, which was the brown one with the dangling droopy dangles on it, if you remember. That's all I'm going to say. But what's this one? Let's get on to this. I do some waffling. This one is from Vincent Balistreri. I'm sure I butchered that, Vincenzo. I am very sorry. Vincenzo is an Italian knife maker. He's active on Instagram, and it's probably the best place to go and contact him if you want one of his knives. His prices, I don't know what the rest of his prices are like. I don't know what the variation is between his lower end and his higher end, but go on Instagram and you'll find him. It goes under v.balistreri knives on Instagram. Again, I'll put that down below for you in the description if you want to go and check him out. And look, even if you just want to check, he has some beautiful knives, and they're not all samey. He makes a wide variety of knives, which I like. Now, this comes with his knife, and this tells you everything about it. It's a slip joint. It's an RWL 34, 58 HRC. It's about 17 centimeters long, which is just under 7 inches, I think. There's the number. It's brown and beige burlap micarta with a linen micarta shield. Lovely. That's nice to come with. I like it when you get something like this that you can put away with a knife. So we'll put that there. And it comes like this in this little sheath. He must make these wee sheaths himself, or he has somebody. This is like a suede type leather on the back. It's really well stitched, but homemade looking, which is really quite nice because it's not, a production knife. It's custom. It's handmade. So's a sheath. I like that. I genuinely do like that. Nice little sheath. And here is the knife. And we'll put the sheath over there. We'll just put the sheath up there and you can have a wee look at that. Now, how lovely is that? Look at that burlap micarta. It is lovely. Two separate pieces joined together with you can't tell that they're joined together. The white linen micarta makes up the shield. And this is going to be the first thing that I think is maybe I would change if I was going to do this, and I am not a knife maker. This is just something I thought. On the back of the knife, he has this lovely pin, decorative pin. I think one of them on the other side here would have been nicer because it would have gone with this bird eye. I love these bird eye rivets. And I think one of them on either side would have made this a nicer piece. But this is lovely, and it's done so well. There's no fault on it. Look at the back on this. Nicely filed work back. Really simple, but it just makes it a bit special. There's blue liners. right the way round it. You can see that blue liners all the way round to the perfect termination at the back, and blade centering is absolutely perfect. It does move a wee, but you just touch it like that and that's it centered. Beautiful. And as you can see by this, this is an unusual blade shape. It's not going to be the norm. I think it is lovely, and it's what made me go for this knife. And I'll just undo this for you, give it a blade a bit of a wipe, because as usual, they are, look at that. Isn't that lovely? I love that shape of a blade because it's a great working knife. And this is going to be used. This is not going to lie. This one's not used so much. I just so love that. And I so love the blade on that. But this is definitely going to get used. And it's gone, well, it's already been in my rotation. I've had this a couple of weeks now. It's already in my rotation. I absolutely love it. It really is. And that sheepsfoot, modified sheepcliff, Wharncliffe, whatever you want to call it. I'll just call that a clip sheepsfoot. It's got no idea. Just call it what you like. But I think it's beautiful. And it's hand rubbed all over this blade. The main beautiful glossy blade is hand rubbed. Very hard to get. It's very fine hand rubbed. And it's going in this direction, which is unusual. I don't know where it's unusual or not, but it looks beautiful. I don't have many hand rubbed blades. But even on the swedge, it's directed down the way of the swedge, and then on the top here, it's straight across. But if I get it, can you see that it's hand rub all the way there, straight across, and then the swedge itself, if I could just get it there, it's actually hand rubbed downward on the swedge. I'm not getting a great picture now, but anyway, you'll have to take my word for it. So that is beautiful, beautiful and clean inside. No lightning or anything. This is a heavier, I would say this is 4.5, maybe a bit more, about 4.5 anyway. You know, there's a good weight to it, which I like on a working knife. And to me, this is a working blade. I mean, this is not your pretty blade. Like this is what I call a really pretty blade. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that knife. And again, that's in the blue micarta. So that's what I would call my using, not my safe queen. It'll get used, but very, very lightly. This will get used just as if it's a 20-pound knife, but it is just done so well. Lovely thin back. The swedges, the blade centering is absolutely, and it's lovely and fine. It's a hollow grind. Although it's short, you know, it is a hollow grind. It's really thin behind the edge. Great slicer, great for breaking in. This nose, the sheepsfoot nose, is just great for getting into a package and tearing or cutting cardboard boxes. This is beautiful. I genuinely love it. So I was really pleased to get this, and I thank Congi for doing the trade for me. Trade in cash. Because they were about the same price, but you have to give somebody, when people are doing trade in cash, you have to give them some money. They have to make some money. So we have to be fair when we're doing our trading. But there you are. There's a beautiful, beautiful knife. I'll show you some comparisons. We'll put them down beside it. Knives that I also really like, but this one in particular, which is ever so slightly shorter, maybe a tenth either end shorter. But this is my Ashley Harrison that he made for me. I'm not going to say anything about price-wise, but you know what I think of my Ashley Harrison. It is an absolutely beautiful knife. Not dissimilar to the sheepsfoot. This is the modified sheepsfoot. But, I mean, it's a beautiful knife. Just gorgeous. But these are now, along with the next knife I'm going to show you, are going to be there's 3 of them going to be in the rotation most of the time because I just love them. Until another really beautiful one comes along, which I'm sure it will. So we'll put that above it there. And it'll look probably the same size. Now, this is the next one. This is my favourite GEC knife. That is my favourite British custom maker. This is now my favourite Italian custom maker. God, I'm getting very cosmopolitan. The GEC number 86, isn't it? 86 is a bit bigger. But again, that working blade, the working size, I genuinely, I know I have bought them and all, but you still have this feeling of being blessed to get these beautiful knives in my collection. Knives that when I started out didn't think I would ever get. And, I'll do a review later on, especially with it. Well, I've done the review on this one, but when I've used this a bit more and I just see what it's like for doing boxes and things like that, how it holds up, what the RWL 34 is like, how it's been heat treated, and I'll come back and give you a full review on it. But I just really think it's worth going over and checking him, even if you can't afford one. Just go over and check his work. I love looking at expensive knives, no matter what genre they are. So there you go. There's what you get when you get it. You get the lovely little card. You get a beautifully hand-finished, beautiful knife. And listen to this. Oh, that's a finger taker offer if you're not careful. It's I would say this is about an 8.5, 9 pull. It's a real man's knife. This is not something if you've got arthritis. It's a proper pull. Really is. But just the blue liner, everything about it is things that I wouldn't have thought to put with beige and the brown. I wouldn't have thought of putting a blue liner, but it works. It really works. It's that real electric blue, and it just stands out enough to highlight what is on the other side of it. Let me know what you think of the blade shape. It's fantastic to me. I just want, as soon as I've seen it, I know, right, I've got to have that, because I love that sheepsfoot for a working knife. I mean, you've still got enough point if you want to break into something. This is a lovely, look at that tip. It's a narrowish tip. By God, honestly, you could take scalps from your hand. I used to do this, where you can just literally pull wee bits of skin up. Can you see that? I don't know whether you can see it or not. It's just sharp enough to pull wee bits of skin up. So scalp removal, absolutely brilliant. And why wouldn't you pay £250 for a scalp knife? But no, the price aside, it's workmanship. It's lovely. Vincenzo has done an absolutely beautiful job. And I do like the fact, like Ashley Harrison, he does do so many different, he's putting knives up all the time. Some are sold and some he's selling on the Instagram. So go over and give him a wee check out. So there you go. Vincenzo, thank you very much. Patty and Patty's wife, who has helped them the beginning of this month to get knives. And they were knives, if I didn't get, I was going to lose them. There's 2 of them coming. They'll be coming next week. But I've got a few knives. I've got a few knives over there. I have the last of the 3, which will be next Friday. I meant to put this up yesterday, by the way, but I just didn't get around to making a video. So they'll have the last of the 3 that you picked for next Friday. I've got a cold steel, which is not something I tend. I've got one cold steel, but it's a bushcrafty one. This one's not, and that's all I'm going to tell you. I've also, what else have I got? Yes, I've got 2 little pen knives. One's a Victorinox, and the other is one that I got off Etsy because I just loved the writing that was the advertising one. They'll be coming up this week. I might actually do them tomorrow in my chat. I'm still doing the chat video tomorrow, so I haven't picked a subject, which is typical for me. I'm just going to get on, do a bit of waffle, talk about some knives, and show some knives. So there you go. Take care, everybody. All the very best. Paddy's away. Full review will come when I've given it enough time to work it all out. Take care now. Bye.